It's Margaret's lucky day. While shopping, she happened onto a sale where designer blouses were being sold for $12 each, and designer sweaters were being sold for $18 each. Unfortunately, Margaret has no more than $180 to spend. She also decides that she can buy, at most, 13 items. Part A says, let X denote the number of blouses and Y denote the number of sweaters that Margaret will buy. Write a system of linear inequalities that represents the possible combinations of purchases. Here we have a system of linear inequalities that represent this situation. The top linear inequality represents that Margaret can only spend up to $180. The second inequality says that Margaret can only buy 13 items. This third inequality says that she must buy at least 0 or higher number of blouses. This last inequality means that Margaret must purchase 0 or more sweaters. So those are our linear inequalities that make up our system. Part B says, graph the system and label our corner points. If we graph the first one, let's make an XY table to graph it. And if I let X equal 0, then Y will equal 10. And if I let Y equal 0, then X will equal 15. If I plot those 2 points on my rectangular coordinate system over here, 0, 10 is right here, and 15, 0 is right here. Because our inequality is less than or equal to, we'll make this a solid line. So there's our line. If we graph the second equation, doing it the same way, using an XY table, if X is 0, then Y is 13. And if Y is 0, then X is 13. So if I plot those 2 points, I will have this one here, and I will also have this one here. And if I draw a line connecting those 2 points, I have this line right there. Now, this third linear inequality is just the vertical axis here, or my y-axis, because x equals a number is a vertical line. Y is greater than or equal to 0 is my horizontal axis, or my x-axis. So those are already graphed for us. Now, dealing with shading, if I have x is greater than or equal to 0, that means we want to shade in this direction from my y-axis. And if y is greater than or equal to 0, I want to shade in this direction from my x-axis. And since my first 2 linear inequalities are both less than or equal to, we will shade below both of those lines. Our solution is where all of these shadings intersect each other. So our solution is all of this space right here. We are also supposed to label our corner points here. So our corner points are going to be 9, 4, and 13, 0, 0, 0, and 0, 10. Those are the corner points. The only one that's hard to find is this 9, 4. And the way we find 9, 4 is to solve the system that is created by these first 2 linear inequalities. If we change the inequalities to equal signs and solve that system, we will get 9, 4.